The following is a presentation of Studio Audrain, powered by the Mexico Ledger.
Hello, Mexico! I'm Sky Strauss, your Mexico Ledger staff writer here at the Audrain Historical Society with my new friend, Paul Baum. He is an instrumental part in the Walk Back in Time every year, which is what's going on behind us right now. Tell us a little bit about Walk Back in Time, Paul.
Well, it's been going on for over 20 years now, and I've been with it from the very beginning. And you think I'd be burnt out by him? No. Every year is just as exciting, more exciting than the previous year. To give you a quick glance at how we structure this thing physically, I'm looking right now at an 1857 mansion. And that is right in the middle of the property here within the city limits of Mexico. And we surround it with a chronology of American history, starting with Vikings in America. Now, how's that for 1,000 years ago to start? And of course, as we go through Civil War, we go through Wild West, the stagecoach behind me here is an 1880s stage. It's the real thing. It's not styrofoam or plastic, it's the real thing. And we keep right on going through, and the Cowboys, they make a little western town just for this event, and keep right on going through colonial, all in better chronology than I'm saying it now. And we end up on the far side there, kind of the northwest side there, with World War II and some others who have some displays and wisdom on more recent military activities within the United States.
And this is a really special year for us. We're coming up on the 250th birthday of America. And we are. And we will be making reference to that at every opportunity, that's for sure. Absolutely.
So this is kind of I've been doing, let me put it this way, I've been doing living history for 30 years, starting 1995, and I have never seen an event like this. I've seen and heard of other kinds of chronologies doing living history, but they're all military. Well, that's okay if that's what you're trying to do. We have everything you could imagine: military, non-military, exploration, and on and on and on and on. So the complexity, you cannot imagine the complexity of this event, to bring all of these historical periods together and get them to fit like a jigsaw puzzle and fit to perfection. Well, perfection doesn't exist, but we certainly do struggle at it to make it. So you give the feeling, if you start at the beginning of the timeline with Vikings in America, you will feel like that you're moving through American history just with every step of the way.
So really it is centuries of history and, well, a couple hours.
Yeah, a couple hours. Well, it's more than a century. Well, it would be at least a millennium, starting with Vikings in America and going through all of these things. It gives you the impression that you're going forward in time. You don't like that? Well, go backwards in time. It's up to you. It's quite an experience.
So, Paul, I know that your main role here is really organizing these reenactors and getting all of that chronology together and bringing it to life with real people.
Real people, indeed real people. The way that I and others, I have companions that help me do this, is we attend living history events. And when any of I and my companions attend a living history event, we just look at the lineup of how many are at this other event and think, I'll take that one, I'll take that one, I'll take that one. Because we don't get them all, they wouldn't fit. But the Walk Back in Time in Mexico, Missouri is the best of the best.
My name is Dan Waters. For this weekend, I'll be known as Big Muddy, that's the alias that I use. The time period that we recreate is basically from the Civil War, 1865, until the turn of the century, 1900. In that time period, we kind of concentrate on the 1880s. My favorite little known fact about the Old West is the only real known gunfight where two gunfighters squared off in the street, faced each other, and tried to shoot at each other happened in Springfield, Missouri, when Wild Bill Hickok had a gunfight with a man named Dave Tutt. They played in a poker game the night before. Wild Bill Hickok had to use a pocket watch for the pot, and he lost to Dave Tutt. And Dave Tutt told Wild Bill that he would be wearing that watch the next day on the square. Wild Bill told him if he did, he would kill him. They met on the street the next day. Dave Tutt got nervous and fired a shot while they were still 70 yards away. And Wild Bill pulled out his 1851 Navy Colt pistol, fired one shot, and killed Dave Tutt.
My name is Phil Woolfolk. I'm from Centralia. I come down every time they have one of these. I've done it since I think day one. Paul and I go way back. I primarily do this for the kids, for school days, for Friday. And I portray a traveling doctor or a Native American doctor. What you have here is what's called a corn dryer. And it works like this. You would hang it, put an ear of corn on each side, hang it over your fire, and it would dry your corn, or roast it if you wanted to put it on a spinner down here. You can also put pieces of meat on here to cook them around the fire. This is what's called a squirrel cooker. You can put it in the ground over your little pot fire and hang a coffee pot or a pan or something off of here, or go the other way. You can put a piece of bread or a hunk of meat over it and cook it and just spin it with your hands.
So you have a little bit of previous knowledge to say that you know that this Walk Back in Time event is the best.
I like the idea of that, but I don't know the best. If we're not, then we're really trying to be the number one. But how do you judge that? I don't know how you would judge that, but we're extremely proud of it. And as a matter of fact, another perspective of this, we're amazed by it. We're absolutely astonished. I remember last year in 2023, I stood at that porch right there and looked out at this. I thought, did we do this? Now, the history of it, the variety of it, musicians, and what's happening on Sunday, for example, there's a lot of activity even on Sunday. The orphan trains, if anybody's ever heard of that very sad and emotional part of American history, the orphan trains, Denise Groh is going to give us a very, very emotional talk about the orphan trains, and it's something that you'll never forget.
So, just for fun, I need to ask, what is your favorite time period in history?
I would have to say it's World War I because of the complexities of it. Okay. And I have portrayed in the past Blackjack Pershing, because he was from Missouri. And he certainly knew all about Missouri, and there are times that when he was in Europe and France and trying to invite the Germans to go back home, he would constantly want to say, I want to get together with some Missouri boys. I got to get together with some Missouri boys after a big battle or something. He was very, very deep roots. He has very deep roots in Missouri, and he never forgot them.
So as a reenactor and somebody who spends a lot of time around these reenactors, what's more important, the period talk or the garb?
Oh, they're inseparable. They're inseparable. We were all being some kind of period dress. I'm not now because the event has not begun, but the things are just coming together. The two are just inseparable. No reenactor would want to walk on these grounds into the historical section with nice white tennis shoes and a ball cap. No, we'd chase you back out,
Gotcha. Okay. So tell me about, I know that you have a long-standing history here as a volunteer. Are you going to keep going? How long do we have, Paul Baum?
Well, for the rest of this event, we're making some administrative changes in order to make the responsibilities fall into smaller compartments, because when we started in our very early years, which was 99, it was on paper, and we got our first one off the ground in 2002, the event was simpler back then. Christine Smiley was the director at the time, and she and I could do it. And then we had Dana Keller and Lori Pratt and now Jennifer Pryor. Back then it was simpler to do, and just two of us could do it. But we'd get ideas. Oh, next year let's do this. No other event ever does this or that and this or that. And what was happening, it was increasing in complexity. Not so much in physical ground, because there's a small park in town. We're already out of space than we have for years, but we get more ideas and more ideas and more ideas, and all of a sudden we find ourselves with something so complex to put together that we're going to have to break it up. And this is an administrative point of view, and I would take a smaller portion.
Okay. Any thoughts on potentially bringing this back to a annual event as opposed to every 2 years?
I get that all the time. At first, when I suggested here at the Historical Society that we should go every other year, everybody blamed whoever the director was at the time. I said, no, guys, blame me. Blame me for that. Here's the reason. Because it is so burdensome and the details are so numerous that it kind of paralyzes the Historical Society for a while. And I could see this happening, and nobody suggested, hey, we can't do this. I thought that maybe is coming. I did that to protect the event, to go from one period to the next, from 1 year to the next, which is 2 years, and we have an off year. And that way, the Historical Society can do other things.
So I know that you had already mentioned one of your presentations coming up, but which one are you looking the most forward to seeing?
Oh, I would say the 2 dance groups on Sunday we're going to have. Janice dancers, she's going to be doing the 50s, the roaring 50s, if you call it, the roaring 20s, and now the roaring 50s, and a hoedown dance. I mean, those kids are really good when she does these things. And we have Irish dancers coming as well, Irish. And I'm itching to see them. I've seen them practice, but I've never seen them really put on a performance. And we're going to see them on next Sunday, the 28th, okay. September the 28th.
What's new here this year?
Oh, what my goodness. Well, lots of things are new. The 2 dances that I mentioned. We have some new participants in the Mountain Man Camp, Native American. Everywhere you look, there's something new. And we are very careful to do new things every time. It can get stagnant. Any event can get stagnant. We don't want that. We want to bring in things that are new. Let's say, for example, that we do 20% is new in any given year, but it's 80% of the work. We have to put all these things together to make it flow and work well.
Absolutely. Is there anything that people should look out for this weekend? Any must-sees? What's the best day to come?
Well, Saturday is longer, and we have Saturday night we have a new musical performance in and around the gazebo. Have 6 very, very different performers with traditional music and all that kind of thing. There's something that's new. Don't miss that. And then on Sunday, of course, I always save something that's really, really gripping for Sunday. And those 2 dance groups and the orphan trains. There's so much here. My goal is for if somebody comes here as a visitor, I want them to see something there everywhere they look. And I'm sorry, as incomplete as it is right now, I'm still seeing everywhere I look, there's always something there of interest. If somebody comes here and can't find anything of interest, sorry, we tried.
All right. Well, thank you, Paul. I had a great time getting to know you and more history on the Walk Back in Time event, which will be right here at the Audrain Historical Society grounds, starting Friday with Education Day.
Yep.
That's more so for the kids.
Yep.
And you've already got the roster down, right?
Certainly.
Of course.
Of course.
What was it? She said 700 kids?
Something like that. Last year we had over 1,000, but we only had about 5 minutes at each stop. Now we bring the numbers down, and they can stay for about a 15-minute historical presentation. That comes from Jennifer Pryor. Jennifer Pryor.
And even if you're not old enough to join Education Day, there will be dinner here Friday night, provided by the Elks Lodge.
Certainly.
Fish and chicken fry?
Yes, as a matter of fact. How did you know that?
Because anytime the Elks are cooking, I'm listening.
All right, you knew. You're ahead of me.
All right. Well, thank you, Paul, and we'll talk again soon. This has been another edition of Studio Audrain. If you're interested in sponsoring Studio Audrain or getting us at your next community event, go ahead and click that button below. That's our subscribe to our YouTube channel, or reach out to me, Sky Strauss, at my email. That's news@mexicoledger.com. My inbox is open. Thank you.